What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. The 2022 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is into the history books and Brock Lesnar is your new WWE Champion. However, why did the WWE have the Beast regain the belt after just losing it at the Royal Rumble? Well, join us now as we look at the real reasons why Brock Lesnar regained the WWE Championship. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Number 1, the WWE wanted something big for the Saudi Super Show. Now, the first reason has to do with the incredible amount of money the WWE receives for running its super shows in Saudi Arabia. That's why fans see dream matches like Goldberg vs Roman Reigns and Lita vs Becky Lynch. However, while those dream matches are a good way to tap into the Saudi Sports Authority's thirst for nostalgia, that's only the beginning. The WWE added to the excitement by featuring 2 Elimination Chambers, the first time said match was held in Saudi Arabia. And just to make sure the fans knew they were getting something special, the fans saw a WWE Championship change hands. While the WWE Saudi shows might not be called Wrestlemania, the Saudi Sports Authority expects a WrestleMania-like buzz, and they certainly got it with this show. Number 2, Roman Reigns defeated Goldberg. While it may seem like a case of apples and oranges, the WWE didn't want the fans to send the fans home disappointed that their heroes Goldberg and Lita came up short in their matches. As we explained in our News and Rumors video on Elimination Chamber, the WWE has to please the fans and Saudi officials with some feel-good moments, and having Brock Lesnar, who it can be argued has taken on the same legendary status as past Saudi favorites like Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker and Goldberg, winning the WWE Championship was a way to make up for Dollar Bill and Lita losing. Number 3, a title change is always good for big shows. And whether you call them pay-per-views or premium events, I'd love to just call them pay-per-views, the WWE likes to feature title changes at their big shows not only to give fans a reason to watch them, but because the promotion feels that's one of the best places to feature them. There weren't many title matches tonight, especially after the WWE turned the SmackDown Tag Team Championship into a no contest after the Usos ambushed the Viking Raiders, so the WWE's options were limited. Since the WWE was committed to Lesnar winning the belt, what better place than at the pay-per-view? Number 4, the WWE wanted to establish Lesnar's dominance. And many of the reasons for Lesnar's win are interconnected. Primarily, the WWE's goals of making Lesnar vs Reigns the match of the century, well, at least until The Rock wrestles Reigns. Roman can't wrestle just any opponent. The Tribal Chief has to wrestle someone just as dominant as him, and someone who seems more capable of defeating the Universal Champion. Lesnar seemed to stumble a bit when Reigns defeated him at Crown Jewel, but there were extenuating circumstances, the usual interference from the Usos, as was the case when Roman helped Bobby Lashley defeat Lesnar for the championship at the Royal Rumble. No matter how you may feel about Lesnar dismantling Riddle, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins and Austin Theory in a matter of moments, the WWE re-established Lesnar as the Beast incarnate by having him dominate everyone in the Elimination Chamber. And we do think this was a bad move, but as fans know, Vince McMahon books the WWE, well, for himself. But the Beast is back, and he's ready to conquer Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Number 5, it's another notch in Lesnar's belt. As minor as this reason may be, the fact that Lesnar won the WWE Championship is another way of cementing Lesnar's legacy as one of the all-time greats, especially when he puts Reigns over again at WrestleMania. Number 6, the WWE wants to save Lesnar vs Lashley for later. While the WWE's booking of Lesnar crushing his opponents was questionable, we think the WWE handled things well by taking Bobby Lashley out of the match with a storyline injury. And in case you missed the show, Seth Rollins buckle bombed Austin Theory into Bobby Lashley's pod, taking out the pod and Bobby Lashley with it. This led to Lashley being taken out and the announcement made that Lashley was out of the match due to the WWE's concussion protocol. This kept the Almighty from having to job to Lesnar or anyone else in the chamber, which leaves the door open for a future match between Lesnar and Lashley down the road. Lesnar can say Lashley's win over him at the Rumble was tainted due to Roman's interference, while Lashley can say he never lost to Lesnar in the chamber. Number 7, Lesnar vs Reigns has to be title versus title. Undoubtedly, the biggest reason for WWE putting the strap around Lesnar's waist is that Vince McMahon seems to have fallen in love with the idea of Lesnar vs Reigns being a title versus title match when they meet. In an incredible instance of how promoters can turn chicken shit into chicken salad, Roman Reigns' COVID-related absence at day one led to the WWE inserting Lesnar into the WWE Championship bout instead of his planned challenge for the Universal Championship. The WWE must have realized just how much more special a title versus title match would be when it put the championship on Lesnar, and realized how big title versus title would be at WrestleMania. While we've pointed out that a title versus title match is only good in the short term, the WWE seems determined to unify the belts at Mania. The problem, of course, is that this is the classic hotshot booking, and the WWE likely doesn't have any idea what to do when Roman Reigns defeats Brock Lesnar, unifying the belts. As history has shown, no matter how many times the WWE has an undisputed title, it inevitably ends up creating a second world title in order to accommodate its two brands. That doesn't seem to matter though, because hotshotting is the name of the game, especially when it comes to the showcase of the Immortals. We'll worry about booking later on, says Vince. Number 8. The WWE wanted to swerve the fans. Bobby Lashley's WWE Championship win over Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble was quite the surprise, especially for fans who believed a title versus title match between Lesnar and Reigns was carved in stone for WrestleMania. Lesnar's loss led to questions about what might happen between the Chamber and Mania, with speculation Lesnar might not regain the belt, or even that Reigns might lose his Universal Championship. Putting Lesnar into an Elimination Chamber match tipped the odds in Lesnar's favour, but it was not a guarantee he would win, giving fans more an incentive to tune into the show and see if he could fulfill his goal of becoming WWE Champion. And number 9, the WWE wants to hype Mania. Now, WrestleMania is always big, but as you've undoubtedly realized, the WWE seems to want to make this year's WrestleMania the biggest show ever. There are a number of reasons for this, including the WWE's decision to run Mania over 2 nights again, as well as the promotion's long-term business goals. The WWE's decision to make WrestleMania into another 2-night event is a bold move, especially since the card is being held at Arlington, Texas's AT&T Stadium, which can house anywhere from 80 to 100,000 fans, depending on the show. Although the WWE doesn't plan on filling the entire stadium, the optics of a half-empty stadium at WWE's flagship show would be terrible. That shouldn't be a problem, as the WWE is taking major steps to bring in as many big matches as possible, with the rumors that Stone Cold Steve Austin could return to the ring. While that remains to be seen, the WWE has been planning to feature Brock vs Roman for some time now, a match it can all but guarantee. The WWE has also several long-term business goals related to WrestleMania, being the most successful one yet. Brock vs Roman is so important because the WWE seems determined to increase its live event presence, including WWE President Nick Khan's goal of housing more premium events at stadiums in order to give the WWE more legitimacy and put it into a similar footing as major league sports like baseball and football. If the WWE can make WrestleMania 38 into a sellout, you can be certain the WWE will do so with future editions of the Showcase of the Immortals. This perception of the WWE as a hot property, and more importantly a mainstream one, will likely benefit the WWE with future deals ranging from TV rights deals, advertising, and even putting the company up for sale should Vince McMahon decide to go down this route. The more popular the WWE gets, the more money it can get, and at this point, as long as fans enjoy the product in the short term, the WWE's ever-increasing revenues makes its long-term booking a distant second to the almighty dollar. Well, there you have it, guys. Why Brock Lesnar regained the WWE Championship? Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.